Welcome back to a new cast game. We're casting silver players. Here on the southwest side we have Mylox playing as the Ottomans in the color orange. Here on the northeast side we have Torretta playing as Jeanne D'Arc in the color yellow. My name is Trui and with me today is Nim.
Hello, everyone.
Did I pronounce the names correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's no way to know really what people...
But at least...
But I would assume that that's the
utterly-
way... No, yeah, I would
Utterly
assume,
wrong.
I would assume that's the way that they're pronounced.
Ottomans and Jeanne D'Arc.
Yeah.
Jeanne D'Arc is one that you play pretty regularly, right?
Yeah, I play Ottomans too every now and again. I feel like Mylox is maybe gonna be a little slow. What are we doing here? Okay, I'm a little confused as to what was going on here, because sometimes I think you know this, right?
The 50 stone.
The Ottomans bring in an extra 50 stone because they started with 50 already, right? To get that first military school up. But he also made a mill, and then he made 2 mining camps, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're using a lot of your wood already, and then you need to still grab a lot of stone. That military school is not going to be up very quickly.
No.
And going for an early military school in this matchup is not a bad idea.
Especially because Jeanne is gonna push you, right? Jeanne, I mean, she can stay home and not do anything, but for her it's a advantage to push because she's gonna get XP. I mean, first she's gonna be a villager, but after the second level, she wants to get XP from getting battles.
The thing is that like when you're up against either Jeanne or French, or maybe Roos, is that you're very likely to there's very likely to be early knights on the field, and then you already have some spearmen, right, on your resource, probably your gold. Yeah, we are in Gorge, by the way. Welcome everyone. It's gonna be School of Cavalry, obviously for Jeanne here, and I'm not sure what Mylox is doing, right? Because like now he's on 200 gold. Now he's not close to 400 food. He's still on half of it.
Yeah, I mean, you need a lot more food than you need gold for an
His age up is going to be really, really delayed. And
unless they want to go for like a lot of early upgrades, like for an early wheelbarrow. And
yeah,
stuff.
there are okay. He does pull the villagers off of the gold. I do enjoy seeing this. That he's smart enough to realize, hey, that's actually
too many on the gold.
I have 200 gold now, and I need to get to 400 food. But I think what Mylox would really benefit from, there was an argument in the Discord I'm in, like in an AoE Discord I'm in, about build orders and the like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by build orders in this sense, I mean, like, you know, kind of pre-packaged deals here where it tells you, oh yeah, do this first and do that and everything, right? And this pro player was of the opinion that they were completely useless. I didn't quite agree with him there. I knew what he was getting at in that, like, whatever build you're using, right? Like, you always just need to adjust to whatever your opponent is doing.
Yeah, it's never gonna be like follow the instructions into the letter.
It's never gonna be perfect, right? Better to adapt perfectly to what the opponent is doing than to follow a silly arbitrary list.
But if you don't follow a list at all, it's gonna be hard to keep your resources in balance exactly for the things you want to do.
But where I disagreed with him is in that he said that it will be good for no one, and I say no. I think a lot of people, especially like when you're on the lower ends of like bronze or silver or gold still, right? Then you will be probably well served by looking at a build order, not having, you don't have to follow it to the letter, but like look at what it says and why it's doing, why it says to do the things that it says you should be doing.
Yeah, why do you want to collect that 50 stone first as the Ottomans? Because you want to get that military school out, and it costs 100 stone. That's why we need it.
Yeah. So this has achieved like it has achieved a lot, as in we do have Sultanani, and we have the Egypt, we have the military school, but it's not achieved either of them in time because it's a very late Egypt, it's a very late military school. We could have had one or the other, and we kind of achieved neither of them, right?
Yeah, we see that there's still one on the stone for the Ottoman player. So they're trickling in that stone very, very slowly right now.
Yep, they've got another 100 stone for another military school, which they could put up. Hoping to see a blacksmith obviously being put here in the middle for that that recruitment speed bonuses, because these units are all going to be free. They're coming to come out there not very fast, and you're going to need some of those spearmen very quickly, because those knights are on the way. And Jeanne
they're
actually
just standing still actually, but normally they would be on the way.
Yeah, you can definitely expect them. Jeanne actually went with the hunter instead of the warrior, so she's already gonna have a ranged option to deal with some of those spearmen. And we need to see production coming out from the Ottomans, right?
Yeah.
We're on Gorge here. You can be definitely harassed on either side, so it's very difficult. Probably overcommitting on gold here. You see how much they have already,
I feel like this player really wants to like commit on gold a lot until they have like enough, like 400 again, and then wants to switch again.
It's the reason why we could be getting this gold, right? Is so that we could get wheelbarrow. But if we queue wheelbarrow now, right, we still have lots of gold left over, but no wood, right? Same for horticulture, same for double broadex. Like we'd still have no wood left, so that's a lot of gold. Stop that. Unless we're going castle, I suppose, but it's dangerous to go castle against this. Is this in the range? Okay,
yep.
It is in the
range.
In
range.
Okay, good.
Just in the range.
I was a little worried there. I'm not sure what the point of that is. Can you fit? Yeah, you can fit another one in there. No, okay, we're completely good. Thank you, Mylox.
It's all good. It's all fine.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed of all the silver games, because like we're looking for some silver games to cast as well, right? I know most people are probably around the gold level, but we're looking to do silver games as well. They last long. They last a long time. They last 40 minutes plus.
50 minutes.
And that's a ridiculous amount of time for
I mean, if it's like a pro match with Conqueror Trees that is like constantly action-packed, but
yeah, then they're kind of stalemated in Imperial at some point, probably.
Yeah.
But that's not quite what happens with the silver games. Needs to move those spearmen actually onto the villagers. Never just leave your spearmen sitting right next to your villagers.
Those knights can
when
get
they
a
could
charge
just be on top of them.
They, luckily for them, just walk around and ignore the fact that their villagers there.
Has spotted it out. Does need to keep those spearmen close to the base because he risks losing everything, and they have they're lacking the defense of the town center, obviously. Love that the outpost is coming up. It's a little bit late though. Imagine if you'd have put more villagers onto wood, right? Then you would already have enough wood to pay for this. You would already have it up. Knights coming onto that wood line does pull in the villagers.
Good reaction. One of them goes down. I don't think it's a bad score. And
if
I think Jeanne
is gonna definitely be lost here.
That's a good trade. That's a good trade, I would say. Where are those knights going?
And we want to reiterate, like, don't use the bell, right? These villages did not need to leave, probably, right? This one definitely didn't need to come back to the town center.
No, it does.
Now he does, but like when you use the bell, right? Like you're good reactions from Milo though. Yeah. Actually good reaction.
That's not a reaction of a silver player.
Yeah. No, very aware of where his villagers are and where the opponent is. Would do well to get wheelbarrow in, makes those villagers a little safer, gets them a little bit quicker back into the town center, is getting defense upgrades in, obviously, from that blacksmith he's got in the middle already. And Torretta is cooking up an archery range here. Already has 2 archers, is going to need to deal with those spearmen.
Yeah,
right?
And the archers will definitely counter those spearmen. So then, if the spearmen are being countered, the knights have free reign and can just go in and harass, for example, the villagers.
Yeah, would do well to get those arrow slits in already, probably. Again, put those... These are up front, right? The units that you want to lose, if you're losing any units, obviously you don't want to lose units, right? But if you get to choose, do I lose a villager? Do I lose a spearman, right? You want to lose a spearman. You don't want to lose a villager. They're worth more.
Yep.
Right? So put them up front. Don't keep them back here.
So they need to catch the knights coming in, right?
Yeah, or even if there's enemy archers, right? If your spearman goes down to those, right? Better that than having lost your villager, giving you a little bit more time to react. A lot of the eco tech coming in for a French player already. Siege engineering on the way.
Meaning that Torretta is actually looking to push and do a dead push here on Mylox.
Well, like siege engineering is on the way, but there's only 9 villagers on wood right now. It's not terribly fast at the moment of speaking, and there's only 4 archers, which is not a huge amount, right? Jeanne is back on the field.
Can Jeanne build a ram as well?
Yeah, okay.
She can help.
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. So if I look at like the raids coming in, that's straight. That's a bad trade. We've talked about the trade before. Try to make the trade routes as long as possible. If we look at the raids from Jeanne here, we could have like gone in and out way more often. I feel like
you can get more value out of those knights, right?
The knights have been going back to the base a couple of times, and I feel like they could have been in the base of the Ottoman player a lot more. They could have been a lot more annoying.
So he's sending out all of his spearmen, which I think might be a bad idea. He wants to stop the trade. He's scouted out this trade. Good thinking, like wanting to stop the trade, right? But he's going cancel in the meantime as well. This is a sensitive moment. You want to be careful when you're aging up. You do need some troops at home, and the first thing that you want to do, like as soon as you age up, is probably grab the upgrade. But you do not have a barracks yet. But
good base building though. Look, that spot that was left over. Very, very well done.
Having the Mehmed Imperial Armory right next to your town center, great choice. The siege units, like if you're on the defense, right, and you need siege units, if that Mehmed Imperial Armory is over here, right, then any game-changing mangonel that you might get is likely to get destroyed.
Yep. And there goes the traders.
There goes the traders, but those spearmen here are without an upgrade.
And the archers are coming the way of the spearmen.
He's moving his mining camp out of the way. Needs to pull back these spearmen because they're not going to win against all these archers.
I mean, they're quite some spearmen, but the archers are doing a lot more damage. They're going for the trader, and that's going to make them die one by one. They got to realize it by now, and they're running, but like 80% of them is going to die at this raid.
It's important to realize that when you're fighting with archers and you want to kill the opponent, right? You want to have them fire and then back off. Fire and then like move towards them, right? You don't want to make them run away. They have a downtime. They can't constantly keep firing. So in that downtime, you can actually move them to get closer to the opponent, right?
In the meanwhile, we see 2 relics being picked up by the Ottoman player.
Yeah, the Ottoman player actually using the what do you call it? There is a vizier point.
Oh yeah.
There's a vizier point that he used to call in these imams to bring those, start bringing those relics back.
Yeah, and
I do
he
love
got
that
them
play.
like on position before actually being castle age.
Yeah, would love to see this being used though. Would love to see some lancers coming out if you're building a stable anyway. But something needs to happen because this is a lot of food and gold going unused, right? If you are playing and you see in the lower left corner, oh, I've got so much of this or so much of that, think about how could I use that right now, right? What could I invest that in that it is useful to me right now? Because letting it just sit in the bank is not doing you any good. Put that in eco tech, put that in military tech, put it in towards like you don't want to be thinking about an age up anymore as Mylox now, right?
Yeah.
You're looking to make use of this castle age. And
Yeah,
then that
there.
really requires you to like just get some of these villages off of here because you need wood, right? You need to expand your capabilities here. Barracks, archer ranges, stables, anything. Maybe even additional blacksmith and more archery stables around it and everything.
And there comes the mosque, and the imam immediately going to put the relics into the mosque and walking towards the safe relic and the relic in the middle, trying to put those up. I'm not sure if the relic in the middle is going to be able to be picked up right now because Torretta is actually moving towards the middle right now, made 2 rams. I usually recommend going for 3 rams. 3 rams is usually the sweet spot in the ram division. Yeah, there we go. The imam is gonna be caught. Or no. It's not being
There is
spotted.
a scouting. No, that's a horseman. Okay.
It's not
Mylox
being
does
spotted.
spot this out. There's no way he's missing this, right?
No.
But the upgrades
no,
for
there he
Torretta
goes.
are coming through,
The imam is being spotted.
whereas these are still feudal spearmen.
Oh, the wall is dying. And there, the rams are going in
So
first.
it's very important to how to deal with this defense here. These spearmen are not allowed to all die, right? That mangonel needs to fire onto the back line, and that the spearmen need to keep that mangonel safe for the time being.
Oh, good mangonel shot. Going right back on the back, but the mangonel dies. Oh no.
There is another one coming out here in just a few seconds.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not too long, but he can't let all these spearmen die.
They need to fall
They
back.
need to fall into the. They need to go into the town center, but
there's
it's
a
full
spot.
of the
Villagers.
villagers and the wood villagers, more importantly, which are the ones that he kind of needs to really get out of this fight, right? To expand capabilities. I think he still doesn't have the wood quite to make more barracks and stuff like that.
And he just gives up. There he goes. Congratulations to the Jeanne D'Arc player for winning this match. If you want to see more Age of Empires, make sure to click on one of these playlists and make sure to subscribe to not miss anything of the casted games.